Hey YouTube, it's Manny. So we're back at it again with another custom loop video. This time we're actually installing the pump and reservoir combo into the PC. So obviously first is unboxing, then is setup. Alright guys, on to the video. Alright, now here is the pump. Now I already see these are black. I'm going to spray paint those white. And I think the actual pump itself, I'm sorry, this is the reservoir and the pump is underneath it. I may actually paint the pump. We'll see what it looks like and what I could do with it, because I've seen pictures of it like a big chunk of black on the bottom, and I think it'll look goofy on my case. So alright, first let's open it and find out what everything looks like. This one actually has stuff all over it, right? This little thing off. Okay. Tab. I can't say enough. I think they do. Corsair does a really good job with the packaging. If you get something damaged, you know someone worked hard to damage it. Yeah, it's all black. All right, so let's take it. Let's see what we got here. That's the RGBs. Let's see what we got in here first. Here is the actual pump and reservoir combo, right? So there's obviously a reservoir up here. These are for the RGBs. This is for daisy chain. Like this one right here is for daisy chaining the RGBs, and this is like, you know, for connecting the RGBs. You can see you can plug those into each other. So the bottom is, I don't know if I can, because I don't know if it heats up, because this is actually, I'll have to do a little research. I would like that to be painted though. That's the pump, and here is, all right, so we'll have to plug it in too, so it needs power, obviously. And then, what do we got here? This is the base, the pump base. The pump sits on, obviously. Alright, so in here, there is, alright, so here's the base. If I'm using this thing is definitely getting spray painted white. It's kind of chrome. It's like a dark chrome though. It is chrome though, but it looks very dark. Alright, and there's a whole bunch of wires and things in here. This is just a piece of cardboard. What is this thing? Alright, this is this looks like it's obviously for power. We'll figure out everything goes as we go to set it up. I don't know if this is a jumper. This might be a jumper for the power, so that you can turn the pump on without putting power to the motherboard. It may be, because you can actually see, I don't know if you can see this. Right in, I don't know if you can see it. In these two things, it actually might be a jumper. We'll see how it looks. There's obviously directions, which would be really great, because you want to power on the pump, but not power on the PC. So if you get if some water leakage somewhere, not an issue, right? Because nothing's on, so things dry. So yeah, that looks like a jumper, so you can actually turn on the power without it being plugged into the motherboard. And then what else do we get in here? Let's put this to the side for real quick. Yeah, this is, I'm not sure what this is. We'll figure out what everything is. That screws into one of the holes, so I'm not really sure what it is. This is actually for plugging into addressable RGB. You can see where you plug that into there and that into your PC. Here are the plugs that you're not going to use. So once again, they're black. I'm going to spray paint these white. And this is to tighten the plugs. And then we have our screws and everything else, which I may paint these white as well. Or at least the big ones. Anything exposed, I'll probably spray paint white ahead of time. With these ones, will probably all get spray painted. Alright, what else do we got in here? Quite a bit of things in here. And then take this out. This is just what it was on. Pump was on. Here's the pump manual. We're definitely going to look through this and read this. Warranty, don't care about, but we're going to read this. This is important. First time I'm doing this. And then here's some mounting. I imagine this is just a mounting kit of some sort. Mine comes with a mounting kit, so I'm going to use what's the stuff that came with mine. So these are obviously different types of mounting kits and stuff, so different ways of mounting it. You know, however you put it on the back like this, and you mount the base to this, and then the pump sits on top of it. So, all right, let me play with it a little bit. And then, like I said, I may end up spray painting stuff anyway, but I want to take a look at what everything is. So this is obviously, this is in, so fluid's going to come from the radiator into here. So if a hose into there, and then you have many different you have many different ways of putting the water out, and we'll go from there. And obviously this is like a fill hole, and yeah. All right, let me play with it a little bit, make sure I know what I'm doing, and then we'll set it up. All right, so I did a little research and we figured out how we're going to mount this and everything. I can't use the mounting bracket that came with the Thermaltake P3. It's just not going to work with this reservoir combo. So we're going to have to use what's there. This is going to be mounted on the fans, and then this is going to be mounted on it like that. So I am not going to mount everything right now. What we're going to do is we're going to paint this white. We're going to paint this white. All right. I'm going to spray all the big nuts white. These guys. These big ones are all going to be spray painted white. I'm obviously going to tape up the threads. We're going to spray paint these white as well. This, it's a temperature gauge. So it's going to be partly exposed. I might actually try to I hope I don't screw it up. I may do it anyway. See if I can tape it up and just spray paint the top white and maybe part of the cord, because I don't want too much black showing as little as possible. I'm not going to paint this, although it'd probably be fine if I did. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to leave that black. But with a bracket on there painted white, it might hide a bunch of it, you know. So it might not be too bad. You'll see it a little bit, but only so much. But so this is an inlet. This is a outlet. So this is where the temperature gauge goes, and this is just another port back here. I'm not sure what it is, but look. So they want in, out. This can be used an inlet, and this can be used an inlet, and this is a fill. So I'm probably gonna have this closed off, or I'm going to actually have this as my drain. I'll probably have a drain thing here, which we'll set up afterwards. But so the next few steps it's going to be a couple days. I got to paint everything that I'm painting. So that's it, guys. Next time you see it, all this stuff will be white. All right, be right back. All right, so here we have it. I finished painting everything. It did take a couple days. So I have all the thumb screws. They're all painted now. These are obviously the caps are all painted. The base is painted and the actual bracket is painted. So there are two of these. There's a 140 and a 120. I got 120, so I'm going to use this one, all right? And I was going to paint, this is the temperature gauge. I'm going to mount this in the back, so it didn't need to be painted. I figured why bother, right? First thing we're going to do is put this on the bracket in the back. So these are typically pointing in the front. You can actually put this any way you want, but these two are going to be the front. You have one on the back side and one in the back. So the one in the back is the one we're going to put the temperature in. Now we're just going to screw it in. I probably will have to tighten this up. I imagine hand tight's probably good enough. It's got a gasket, so that's on there. So that's the first thing. Next thing we're going to do is, now I did test fit it. It does fit, but inside here mine's going to be a little tighter simply because I painted it. So we're going to make sure we get it in there. And like I said, make sure these two are front and line up the holes. Now it's just a matter of getting these thumb screws in there, which this is not that easy, to be honest. I don't know if there'd be a better system or setup for. So that's the base like that. Now the next thing is you're going to use the fan bracket, right? So this mounts to the fan. You can either mount it vertically or horizontally. You got to think, do I want to adjust, because this can adjust, this can go, basically you can either adjust it up or down or left to right. Which one do you care about? I'm going to mount it this way because I want to adjust it left to right. I want to basically, I think I want to use this as the in. So I'm going to have it come straight down, make an easy bend, 190 out of the radiator right into here. So I want to be left to right so that I can kind of slightly adjust it so that it lines up perfectly. I don't have a weird little bend. If I went here, you'd go up or down. I don't think it really matters to me. It's going to be mounted on the lowest part possible, but I want to slide left to right. So that's why you'd want to use the horizontal one. All right. You can see the original color, right? This is in the back, so I didn't care about painting it. Same thing with that, right? Look pretty good though. Wish they came white. All right, so let's get these mounted. You basically lay this flat like this, and then this maybe more to the left anyway. So this mounts just like this, and I'm probably gonna have to move this left to right anyway at some point to adjust the Not to be too tight right now because I'm probably going to be moving this left or right anyway. I probably should have put it in the middle more. I'm going to switch it. I'm going to move it a little bit to the middle until we figure out where it wants to go. So just loosen them a little bit. This will be a pain though when it comes time to line up. Because I'll have to take it off the fan and put it back on. And there we have it, right? So now I'm just going to mount it onto, well, I got these plugs. Essentially, my thought is this. I'm going to put one here, one here. I have to double check, so I put one here, and then they'll be like, this is the fill port. But I'll put it here just for now so I don't lose it. So put one on the fill port, one on the in, and this is a side one you could actually use for the sensor as well. And you can see where the sensor actually fits it. It just barely gets over that, but looks nice. It's back there, so hopefully that stuff I can hide. Hopefully that stuff I can all hide in the back. But that's it all set up all white. It's much better that way. All right, guys, let's mount it on the rig. All right, to mount this, the first thing we have to do is actually remove the fan screws. We're actually going to use the fan screws. Now, I'm questioning whether I should actually paint mine white, because they're black right now. They look fine with a rubber gasket, but on this it might not look as nice. So let's first remove the fan screws and go from there. Now, conceivably, I could actually mount it up here and be closer, and possibly closer to the radiators, have small loops, but I think it just looks better on the bottom, so that's where we're going to mount it. Alright, so let's take the screws out. Don't lose them. It's going to be a little tricky. This could actually, you probably could actually use another set of hands to do this, but essentially they're just going to mount like this into it. These screws should be long enough to get all the way through. I hope, yeah. Yep. Alright, this is not going to be easy, but so we mount it like this. Alright, so I went ahead and put all 4 screws inside here just to, hopefully, this might help it a little bit. I don't want to be searching for screws, but we're just going to put this up here. It's a little heavier. And just try to... Alright, so make sure you have this pushed against something so you have a little leverage so that I can actually start screwing this in. It's not lined up right. Hold on. Alright, so that's basically in there right now. Let's take a little closer look. So we can see back here where, see where the screws are. They're really close to the fan, but they're not hitting it. Obviously, these wires, we're going to have to route these wires a certain way so they don't hit the fan. For example, this sensor back here is kind of almost on the fan, but I'll just route it. I don't know if I'll go down or just straight to the left to get it out, but that's what it looks like hooked up. So, all right, that's all done. That's like really the last piece we got to put on. Now, well, I shouldn't say that. We have the Commander Core XT to hook up because we got to route all the wires. Well, and that's all we got today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and leave any comments if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to see more content like this, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evening starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'd be happy to answer any questions live on stream. Until next time, YouTube, take it easy.